well, you know, how come we can't have this and that? And it's because there is a distinct line between great and good, right? And a lot of people don't factor in that good is actually the enemy of great. If you keep saying everything is good, 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 and you're satisfied with good, you'll never be great. And Nicki is somebody that wanted to be great and was willing to do what it took to be great. Rap Life Review is back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, what's up?
You still saying that? Happy New Year.
Still saying that.
Okay. We had a great New Year here at Apple Music. Shout out to everybody that put all the amazing end of 2023 content together, as well as the New Year's Eve DJ celebration we had. And then Rap Life Review is back. Lo, let's start with you, man. How do you think rap is starting in 2024? You know,
The Collegrove 2, that carried over.
Lil Wayne 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
That carried.
Benny the Butcher's new single with Wayne Big Dog that came out early December.
That carried.
Jeezy project still carrying.
Okay.
You know, it was a great interview you did with him.
Yeah, no, it was a good convo.
Nicki's project.
Carry.
It's starting to carry.
Yeah, well, that one record with Uzi Vert.
Yeah, that was
box.
Yeah.
And then what is it? F the Club Up.
Yes, that's making.
You know, that's one of the biggest records on Apple Music in the world.
Yeah, I'm very aware.
Right behind Jack Harlow. That Jack Harlow record's carrying.
Yes, but yeah, those are the joints that's carried over for me.
I mean, I think Lo named everything. I've been spending time with the Nicki album. I wasn't here at the end of the year, but I did check out your interview, been listening to the project. I feel like I got everything I wanted from Nicki on this. Her being more personal, her being menacing over some actually menacing beats, her having some fun. So it was really, really dope. So I'm curious to hear more about your conversation with her.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that, but I'm glad you brought it up because you know her, the Barbs, they have a thing for you. You guys, it seems like they're always looking for your reaction. So hopefully they're pleasantly surprised.
They're mad at me even if I don't have a reaction. I don't get it.
Were they mad at her or
No. They're just, so the thing you gotta understand the Barbs, because I'm a Barb now.
You've been a Barb.
Yeah,
you
but
just
now
pretended to be one of us for a minute.
No.
It's always
I got
been that, bro. It's always been that.
But the things you gotta understand is they're going to, even if you're in the clique, they talking shit. Okay. So it's like the barbershop, man.
It's like a big group chat.
It's like a big lunchroom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's cliques within the clique. You know, it's like we all go to the same school, and if we beefing with another school, then it's everybody clicked up.
Yeah.
But within the clique, it's beef.
It's like Mean Girls.
I never seen that movie, but if you say so. But I think it's pretty much a high school movie about cliques, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Barb thing. So I think it's you were never a part of cliques. You're not into that. You're not into bullying and that whole thing. You've never been that person. So that's all it is.
Yeah, I don't know what my beef with the Barbs really is, but I think in your conversation, Nicki talked about maybe the one thing they have been mad at me about. Again, multiple times saying, greatest female rapper of all time, one of the best rappers of all time, period. And you can hear on this project, like the original Pink Friday, like her talent is
levels.
She's elite. Like that hasn't changed. It's just been like the beefs. But she talked about it in an interview. She said she likes playing the bad guy role. So that is what it is. I have nothing else to say about that.
Yeah, I think what some of the feedback I've heard from people who are Nicki Minaj music fans, but not necessarily a part of all of the internet chaos.
But you can't separate those. That's my issue with the Barbs. They don't let you separate that. If you love her as an artist, but there's some things that you don't like that happen outside of the music, immediately you're just a hater. And so that's the issue. I feel like, honestly, I love her. I just feel like I can't. That's a biased opinion for them. That they, you know, any fan base is always going to have their biased opinion, and they're going to stand on what they believe.
But let's keep it real. This side of the couch is where the haters sit.
It doesn't help that drive the narrative home.
That doesn't help. We're not haters.
It's 2024.
Right.
It's the year of truth, man. Cat Williams already declared this. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know we were starting to tell the truth now. I thought we were telling the truth before.
I thought we've always been, but now that we've made a Cat Williams, and the Cat Williams has a hive. You know, they're like the Barbs too, by the way. You can't even go against Cat Williams.
So you're trying to reignite this Barb shit because it's like you're really...
No, I'm just, as it pertains to the Nicki interview, when you parse, because in real life you can have nuance. This isn't the internet. Well, this does air on the internet, but you get what I'm saying. We're not on the internet right. Well, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, when you parse apart that, what I've heard from people who are not as active on the internet and they're just fans of Nicki's music, they're not really in, is that the convo I was allowed to have with her and that she gave us showed a side of her humanity that people hadn't seen or don't see frequently, because it is a lot of the noise, it is a lot of the character, it is a lot of the performance part of, and that's really what she gives mostly, right? I think the album opens up, and she broke down how the album's opens up with Are You Gone Already, talking about her dad being, you know, and that whole incident leading into her learning that. And then also a verse in that song of her talking to her younger self. And that whole kind of coming to terms with who she was and what she saw as a young person. So I've heard a lot of positive feedback. Here's Nicki actually talking about the song Are You Gone Already and talking about her father.
The first verse is me speaking to my father. My father just passed. So right after I had the baby, as I'm rocking him, the phone rings. I look down, see my phone. I see it's my father. I normally would not have picked up. I promise you. I would have said, okay, because I don't like to be on the phone with the baby there, and I'm putting him to sleep. I would have called him back. But anyway, something said pick up the phone. I picked up. He was very happy, and he was like, baby, I could come on Monday, because he had been waiting to be able to come to Cali to help me. And I kept on saying, come on out, like, just, you know, like, whatever. So he wasn't really happy. But I knew that when he came to be with us, we were going to be happy. Like, he is this amazing, great Trinidadian chef and just a great person, like one of those party people, like, whatever, lives up the whole house. So anyway, that was Friday. He said he wanted to come on Monday. We went to bed, and sometime late while we were all asleep, the phone rang, and it was my mother telling me that my father was in an accident and that she didn't know what was going to happen, and she would call me back. And then everything started spinning, like literally, because now also I just had my baby. So I opened the album with saying, you never got to meet Papa. He's sweet proper. He keep mama on my toes. So I call my son Papa Bear. Right. So I'm telling my father, you never got to meet Papa. And then I began to explain the time from my mother first calling me, telling me he was in an accident, to her calling me, telling me that he didn't make it. So I'm like, the waiting, the pacing, the raven, da. And at the end I'm like, I just believed you'd awaken, a memory in the making. Call me, won't you call me, won't you? Are you gone already? Because I couldn't believe so fast from accident gone.
When you spoke with her, and obviously you deep dived into the album, when you spoke with her and had that conversation, did the album somewhat come out in the interview, like just like the personality and the persona and the
I think for sure. She actually sang live. She actually, you know, broke down some different bars and talked about the making of records and talked about specifically like the J. Cole record and how, and if you listen to his verse, he's actually responding to some of the personal material that's in the album on the song.
Yeah.
That story was amazing. Like her having Cole listen to the song in headphones and then his feedback and her kind of feeling like insecure, like, damn, did you not like the record? Was I sharing too much? It's amazing to hear her, to your point, be vulnerable, because she only gives us the tough guy persona. And I understand, because he says it all in that track. Like, she's been through so much. Right. Shit in the industry will never understand. Probably personal traumas and all of that has shaped her, right? She has this like tough exterior. She's needed it to survive. I get that. But now, yeah, I love that we peel back the layers and we get to like see who she is, because whatever, multi-million-dollar homebody, we're not gonna catch her outside, like, you know what I mean? So this is the glimpse that we get. So I appreciate that.
I also think that, you know, it does get brushed over because she has been successful for so long. How much in the beginning it was very, very hard and likely traumatizing for her, like it is for a lot of people when they first come into the industry. We see it a lot. You come in thinking that, you know, people have told me I'm dope as a rapper. Now I'm gonna be an artist. You come in the game and you're immediately met with like, not only competitive energy, but almost people giving you the Heisman, like they don't wanna stand next to you. They don't wanna embrace you now that you're competition, right? And I think Nicki went through that, and clearly it turned into her, you know, I think in many ways, you know, continuing the cycle of the way she got treated, treating other artists the same way, right? Like you gotta pay your dues.
Yeah, I mean, and while that's true, and that's a very, you know, repetitive fact that happens with a lot of artists, it doesn't hurt for her to say, yeah, like, all right, cool, you have to get yours the way you get yours, but like there's still a door open for me to kind of just coach you or kind of just give you some
I think she's done that with certain select people. I think what I got from Nicki in this convo is the fact that she thinks a lot of people just want to be hot and they don't actually want to do the work. Right. She thinks a lot of people just want to be in hip hop, but they don't actually want to be dope at their craft. Like, it's almost like people, they just are hangers on, but they don't actually want to contribute to the betterment of this shit. And it's something that we often talk about sitting here, right? Yeah. Like, I think she's from that school where she's like, you know, for better or for worse, I would rather y'all dislike me, you know what I mean? And me have a standard versus try to be everybody's bestie and lower standards. And I kind of respect that because I guess, I mean, in many ways, I've been in that person too, where I'm like, yo, this sucks. Yeah. Somebody's like, nah, but everybody likes it. And you're like, yeah, that's okay. Yeah. It's still trash. Yeah, You've been in those shoes too, Lo, where everybody's excited about blankety blank project. And you're like, I mean.
I've learned to articulate, you know, if I'm going against the grain and how to say it and explain why I'm saying it, you know, and I don't ever want any artist or any person to feel like I'm just saying shit just to go left, you know. And sometimes I feel like, you know, Nicki may be that person just to go left because everyone's going right. But, you know, like you said, there's a standard she's setting. And I think she's continuously set that standard of, I'm going to stand, if you want to, cool, but I'm going to stand over here and it's going to be what it is over here with Nicki Minaj and whoever's riding.
Yeah, I mean, you pointed out to her, and I want to know if you felt like she received this, because someone told me that sometimes people give you a compliment, you don't necessarily receive it, which apparently is rude to do. So you were trying to make the case that even if people ever had issues with her personally, whatever, nobody has ever said that Nicki is not dope. It's because she takes the work so seriously. Do you feel like she received that from you?
I think from me and in that moment she does. I think she lives as a creative and a competitor. And I've seen this in a lot of people, whether it's artists or athletes or, you know, whatever, people who are like really in that same headspace of like, yeah, but I got to do it again. Yeah, but I got to do it again. Yeah, do I, you know what I mean? So I think she lives in that headspace of thank you very much and I'm honored to be here and maybe for the moment I could work
on to the next. Yeah.
But since I ain't done yet, I got to figure out how.
Save it.
Yeah, but just like I can't stay there with you. Yeah. I got to move to the next because I got to get up again tomorrow and be dope, right? And I think I saw her post. You know, she was very about the interview here on Apple Music. I saw her post about that, and I saw her very thankful for it. I also saw her post about the recognition of the album and like how it's doing so well. And like Nicki Minaj posted somewhere between extreme shock and extreme gratitude. Right? And she went on to talk about it's so incredible and so unexpected. So you go to yourself, you're Nicki Minaj,
so
what you
crazy.
expect?
Like, how is it unexpected?
I was about to ask that. So like, did it come off as she was just like baffled that we actually liked her shit? Or like just no,
I don't know if
like she didn't know how to like she was saying, like she didn't know how to take it?
Yeah, I think it's just a part of people who are creative and afraid, right? When you create and you put your heart into something and then you put it out to the world, I think every time you do it, there's a possibility that it might not be received well.
But see, like the
right?
There's a difference because I didn't get that the last time she dropped the project. I didn't get
this feeling,
like
from her.
The vulnerability.
But I think she doesn't express that. She just doesn't share that publicly.
Yeah.
But I can imagine she's always feeling that behind the scenes.
And maybe she's more expressive now. You know, being a parent can make you more expressive.
Yes.
Being a parent can make you more grateful. You know, losing a parent can make you even, you know, more grateful. So some of that maybe is also in there.
It's like it's unraveling.
Yeah, well, it's just like
not a bad way,
you're becoming more in touch with your, and I'm gonna say it again, with your humanity, that I'm a human and that, you know, I'm gonna have, you know,
days and emotions,
good days,
and
bad days, and ebbs and flows. I'm afraid, and being vulnerable in public, you know, as a rapper, as we know, like that's a new phenomenon.
Yeah.
Right? Nicki's not from this most recent era where it's like you haven't created this. You know, a lot of artists come out now and they're super emo and they haven't created this persona and they're just like, you know, my name is John Johnson and I'm a rapper. You know what I mean? Like that's a new phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
Nicki's from an era before that where it was like, no, I'm putting on this show. I'm a character. I'm gonna, pour into this idea and make you believe this idea about me. So I think some of this vulnerability is new for her too.
Yeah, she's also had time, right? Having the baby, being home during COVID, she's actually had personal time. Random, but one thing, her mentioning that she's a trained actress, I forget that, right? I know she went to Performing Arts High School in New York, and but I forget she's like actually trained to do that, which is another reason why she's so fucking amazing on records and one of the most entertaining ever.
Well, and I think it should be noted, and we do this with a lot of the greats. I think we do it with Beyonce. I think we do it with Jay-Z. I think we do it with Eminem. We do it with Nicki. In all genres and all disciplines. It's easy to forget when someone's so great because they kind of make it look easy.
Yeah.
So you forget like all of the things that go into it. And you even, and I don't do it because I think I expect to only like 1 or 2 albums a year in hip hop, right? Or any genre. There's only gonna be 1 or 2 full, like I'm gonna like songs on many things.
Yeah.
But a full project where I'm like, yo, they delivered song after song after song after song. I'm flowing through it. It's making sense. There's cohesiveness. This is something. They put in the extra effort so that it's not the same topics on each song and they're not the same punchlines on, like there's a lot of levels to it. And there's only so many artists that can actually do that at a high level. And you often see people having this discussion like, how come more people aren't like so-and-so? Well, how come we can't have this and that? And it's because there is a distinct line between great and good. Right? And a lot of people don't factor in that good is actually the enemy of great. If you keep saying everything is good, 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 and you're satisfied with good, you'll never be great. And Nicki is somebody that wanted to be great and was willing to do what it took to be great, whatever that was on her path. She was focused on a singular mission to be the greatest woman in rap ever that we've ever seen. That was a singular mission. Hove, you could talk about Hove. He's been telling us album after album, that was his mission.
Well, her mission is, I assume at this point, just being the greatest, period.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, that's I think that's everybody's.
No, it's not everybody's mission. It's not.
Some people just want to exist.
They don't want it. They don't want it.
Yeah, okay. You're right.
But anyway, shout out to Nicki again. Shout out to all the barbs that continue to support Rap Life Review, for better or for worse.
Is there a benefits package that comes with being a barb, or does something change now that you're officially in?
Yeah.
I mean, nah, I'm still gonna catch
merch,
slander on some
nothing
days.
free.
There's gonna be
like,
bars that
no merch.
are gonna
like
dox
that.
my address at home, and you know what I mean? It's all that's gonna happen. Check out the full interview with Nicki Minaj, available on Apple Music. 2024, the year ahead. Nadeska, any projects you are looking forward to?
Obviously the Cole album, right? I feel like this is gonna be like a marquee year. The marquee artists are gonna be Nicki and Cole.
Okay.
Unless Jay also drops an album,
Hov.
right? If we're thinking about big projects and big tours, I don't see who's possibly gonna outdo Nicki and Cole. Coming off another great verse. I think we're all waiting for the fall off. Right, he had those Drake collabs. Like
J. Cole's feature game in 2023.
Bro, it's crazy. The Nicki feature, like her saying in your interview that she felt like she was talking to a therapist. It really was. Like her hearing back his verse was difficult. I am just, every time he gets on someone's record, I'm like shocked how good he is and how well he tailors it to the person and the song he's on. It's not like he's just dropping a verse because the verse sounds good. Incredible. So I'm super looking forward to that. I would love to hear another album from Roddy Ricch. It's been a while. I love Roddy. I'm curious to see what Lil Baby does this year.
Okay.
If he's gonna come try to defend his crown with another great project, like what's he doing? And Keem, I would also love a project from Baby Keem this year.
Low?
I'm looking forward to this Metro and Future album. Looking forward to Wayne's next project. I think it's the Carter 6, I believe.
It's coming this year?
It's supposedly coming this first quarter. Benny the Butcher. His album drops January 26th, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to Pusha in the DJ Drama Gangsta Girls project.
And supposedly Eclipse album, right?
That's that's what's been mulling around. So I hope we get that. And like I said, hopefully Jay is finishing up on whatever thing he's doing.
Neither of you said Kanye West.
No. and I won't.
What would we say?
Supposedly he's dropping an album. I personally am not sitting around waiting for it.
Right.
Because you never. I mean,
Well, apparently
you've seen what's been
the
going on.
Yeah,
like, so it's
can't
like
keep
I
up
don't
with
got
the
time
days,
for it,
dates, and times. You just whenever it comes out.
Yeah, we know
to
that's
it.
not done. Are you excited to hear it?
No, I'm not. I'm not excited. I will listen, but I guess I've been disappointed too many times to be excited.
Right.
For me.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Same.
So.
Do we know how Ty Dolla $ign ended up working on this album?
How we ended up working on it? I have no idea.
I feel like he's captured.
Like kidnapped.
Yeah. No, I don't feel like he wanted to do it, but
You feel like he was forced against his will.
I just don't think this is Ty Dolla $ign-esque.
Well,
Like,
no,
this
remember,
is-
you got. I think people forget that they've had success together. They've made like Ty Dolla $ign's produced records for Kanye with Kanye before, so I think they've made greatness before, and I think probably,
I just think Ty deserves better.
Listen, yeah, love
all.
that man. He's part of the Apple Music family, one of the hardest working men in this industry. I was surprised to hear that they were working on this project together. I am curious. I would love to hear his perspective on why he wanted to work on this, what he feels like they're going to offer the world, if he felt like there was a lot on the line working with Kanye or it made sense. No, I will listen. I'm curious, and I love and respect Ty Dolla $ign, so I would love to hear
Well,
his
maybe he
perspective
thought he
on
could
this.
help Kanye shift back to what he was,
or maybe,
I
maybe. I mean,
know.
look,
Like, we're just speculating.
we could all look. I wouldn't say that I'm a fan of the most recent, person Kanye has become. Not a fan. But no one you can't disregard his creative, influence and the things that he's created in hip hop and music over the last 20 years, right? You just can't.
Still has my favorite catalog of all time.
You can't. So anyone, Ty Dolla $ign, being a musician and producer is like, and Kanye is like, yo, let's cook up. You're going to be like, all right, let's go make some stuff. Especially if you're somebody like Ty Dolla $ign that literally produces music every single day. Like, that's his job. So I don't think people, fortunately or unfortunately decide, because there's a lot of people who make music together that don't like each other. But they make good music.
I just never understood that process, but I mean,
money-
unfortunately. I'm not a musician.
Listen,
so
there's
yeah,
people
so-
who have jobs, they work with people they don't like, y'all. Like, it's a
You
real
mean
thing.
life?
Yeah, but like when you
Like,
make
that's
like,
life,
but
right?
when you
Like-
when you make music like that, it's
It feels more
an
personal.
option. Like I'm choosing to sit in this studio with you and make music with you, right? When you have a job, I can't choose.
No, you could choose.
I mean, you can, but like, bro, like, all right, just because I don't like that person, I mean, I'm not gonna make no money.
Well, that's the choice.
Exactly.
No, but I'm just saying, like, yo, bro, like, no one's.
No, that's it.
I mean, like, I just think making music is a little bit more lenient than actually going to a 9 to 5 and saying,
But
I
if
don't
you
like
think
that
someone
motherfucker.
may give you a hit, but
Yeah,
you don't
but if
really
one of the
care about that
greats- if
person,
one of the
or you want
greats of
to-
all
Yeah, I'm not
time.
sacrificing my sanity because nigga wants to walk around
I don't believe
barefoot and
you.
give me a hit. Like, I'm cool on
But
that.
maybe Ty was good with the barefoot.
Okay, all right, well.
It's a lot. Listen, just for Ty,
And
I
have
hope
you ever
it's
factored
amazing
in
just,
that
just
Kanye's
for
not
Ty.
this person when you're working behind the scenes?
How the fuck we know?
We don't. That's what I'm saying. It's like, maybe, like, if you notice, the Kanye that gets on our nerves conveniently goes away when there's nothing to promote. I keep saying this. And then when there's something to promote, he on our nerves again.
It's a very dangerous, unstable time in the world. I just feel, because Kanye is so inflammatory, and it's an election year.
You don't want Ty getting
and
cooked up
Obama's
next to
worried about
Kanye.
Trump, although
That's
you're
what-
not worried
just
about
say it.
Trump.
Just say
I
it.
just feel like it's a rough time. But
I
for Ty, I hope
just
it's a
don't
great
think,
album.
Yeah, I just don't think, like,
Just say, I love you, Ty Dolla $ign. I don't want
I
Kanye
said it
getting
earlier,
in
I
some
feel like he
shit.
got kidnapped. I
Yeah.
don't think he wanted to be there. I don't think he wanted to be there.
Ty, I hope you're good.
But if you like it, I love it. That's it.
Send up that SOS if you need us.
Blink three times.
Blink 3 times.
I heard a rumor, don't know if it's true. It was on a blog on Friday last week that Tyler, the Creator, was going to headline Coachella with Doja Cat.
That'd be fire.
Those are your peoples.
Yeah.
Great time.
I'm
Not sure I'm going to make it, but sounds like a great time.
Sounds like a great time. Tyler, the Creator, is a great performer. Like,
Yeah.
We've seen him on all these tours and all these festivals. I saw him at Madison Square Garden, I think, like last year. 2 to 3 hours by himself.
Right.
So new
Just get
Tyler
into
album
it.
this year?
I was just going there.
would
Listen,
I would love that too.
I love super rapping gangster girls Tyler, but I also really love
Emo Ty.
emo, alternative, off the wall. Tyler, if you want to give us one of those projects this year,
Give me another
It's
Gangsta
been a minute
Girls.
since Igor. I was speaking first. You just got one of those. Relax.
My fault. I
This
apologize.
year's going. Keep checking. All right, put him in his place. So yeah, with Doja Cat, obviously the material we have right now is probably for Coachella. Tyler, the creator, I could see him dropping a new project out of the blue. He's been quiet. When's that Gangsta Reels came out? That's been a minute.
It got a Grammy last year, so
2022.
It's been at least 18 months, right?
Yeah, at least.
At least. So hopefully we get that in 2024. Listen, Happy New Year again to everybody out there. I'd love to see hip hop, crush more chart-topping positions in 2024. Hopefully we get a lot of these projects that were named here. Let's see if they actually land. And for Nadeska and Low, I'm Ebro. And we'll see y'all next week on the Rap Life Review.
What's up? Nadeska here, and if you enjoyed this episode of the Rap Life Review, you can catch me here every week with Lowkey and Ebro. Subscribe, hit the like button, make sure you never miss an episode, and of course, drop us a comment below, and we'll see you next time on the Rap Life Review.